Now, yesterday, the Federal Reserve increased the interest rates by 0.25% or 25 basis point, which, boy, it looks like the Fed we won't see much aggression in terms of rate hikes like what we were witnessing is 0.5, 0.75%. We might not see the Federal Reserve increasing interest rate aggressively like what they were doing, which is something that is good, right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, led into most stocks recovering in the markets, especially looking at the fact that obviously, yes, I know that they said that of course they are going to monitor or continue increasing interest rates, try to cap down inflation, which obviously you'll know that their target, or their maiden target, is around 5.1%, which is not very far from where we stand right now. And I believe that we are going to get there before obviously the year ends. And once we get to see that, guess what the Fed is going to start doing? They might start decreasing interest rates, which that is even more bullish to the market. So ladies and gents, after the Federal Reserve announced the interest rate hikes and their comments around what we can expect in the future, that led into the stocks, or most of the stocks that we own, to surge. I mean, my second and third largest holdings stocks, which is SoFi and Google, I saw more recovery. In fact, on SoFi yesterday, my SoFi technologies turned into green. And those of you that of course are following me on this channel, just before the interest rate, or the Federal Reserve announced the interest rates, I did post a screenshot hoping that the Fed does not crush the small gains that I had started seeing on SoFi Technologies, and which indeed we saw, of course, the Fed not crashing but rather boosting the stocks which I own, which is something that is incredible. Now, you will remember that obviously Google, Alphabet, yes, it is also the stock which I am heavily invested in, and this is my third largest holding. I mean, Google, I did a video showing you why I'll be going in and be heavy and buy this Google stock. And obviously the main reason why I was buying Google, it was because of their ridiculous PE ratio, and looking at the kind of things that Google achieves, looking at how big the company is. I mean, how can a company like Google or Alphabet have a PE ratio of less than 20? Tell me, how can a growth stock like Google have a PE ratio of less than 20, whereas their peers are having way over PE ratios than Google? So this is one of the things that led me to be heavy on this stock and prioritize it, because I knew that it was not, or it is not going to last long. So yes, I know that it has not recovered by much, but ladies and gents, this is a stock that today will be giving us their earnings, which I'm very excited about, and I'm hoping that we get positive earnings like what we saw yesterday on Meta. As you know that Meta, after they announced their earnings, after market hours, was trading up over 20%, which is something that must just show you that it looks like stocks are recovering. Stocks in terms of earning are recovering more than what maybe analysts expect, which is something that is incredible. So I'm very excited, because on SoFi Technologies right now as it stands, I'm up over 4.6%, which is something that is incredible. Whereas that side, Alphabet, which is my third largest holding stock in my entire portfolio, I'm up at over 5.9%, and I'm hoping with Alphabet that after today's earnings we are definitely going to see, or I'm hoping that I get to see more gains or more rewards from this stock. I'm hoping for the best at the earnings. In fact, today I'm thinking that maybe I might as well just add a bit, just to in preparation of the earnings that are set to be released today. So I'm very excited at the kind of gains, the kind of rewards I'm getting from my stocks. I mean, my second largest holding, my third largest holding stocks are green, which to me that means a lot, because these are the stocks that really control my entire portfolio. I might say, yes, I know that there is number one, or my largest holding stock, which is NEO, which is still down, but I'm hoping that it will recover as well as the year goes by. But I'm very excited that my second and third largest holding is making my portfolio to look more better than where it was maybe in the previous week. I'm so really relieved, or I'm so really excited getting to see the gains that the market is giving to us. And for those of you who were still thinking that you are waiting for the markets to crash further, before you load the boat, then this should definitely be a lesson learned to say that no one knows when the markets will recover, no one knows when the markets will crash. Even this of course surging that we are seeing in most of the stocks, I don't know if it's permanent or if it will still go down there, but by the looks of things, it looks like we might not go back to the bottom of on most of the stocks, as stocks are starting to do well or are showing some great recovery on their earnings, which is something that is incredible. And though yes, I know that it's not this surging that we are seeing in most of these stocks, it's not guaranteed. I personally think that we will not go back to the 52-week lows of most of these quality stocks, which is why it's important, guys, that don't just try to time the market and wait for the good opportunity to invest in the market, but rather continue doing dollar cost averaging. With my second largest holding stock, which is SoFi, we will know that every time I loaded the boat, I was doing a video and saying that I'm going to increase my holdings onto SoFi because of the upcoming earnings, because of the latest news, latest fundamentals I'm seeing on SoFi, because of the fact that insiders are continuing to buy their own stock, which is supposed to be taken as a bullish sign. So these events that we see on a day-to-day onto these stocks are the ones that should definitely make you to not focus more on the share price of their stock, but rather focus on the fundamentals and what the stock is doing right now. These are the things that made me to continue loading the boat when some of the people obviously were saying that, were calling me that, are you crazy, why are you buying this stock right now? But look at what I'm sitting at right now. I'm sitting at my second and third largest holdings in terms of my stock market portfolio, turning green because my average, I kept lowering down my average, which is why now today or yesterday when the market closed, I was very excited because those two stocks which I'm heavily invested in just turned green. And guess what that is doing to my stock market portfolio? It is sort of like reviving it, which is something that is incredible and something that makes me to be really excited. So I'm really hopeful today that obviously also when you look at Google or Alphabet, we are definitely going to see them doing well in terms of their earnings. And if they do well, if they can beat analyst expectations and their guidance looks good, we are definitely going to see this stock recovering even or surging even more because or due to those earnings. So guys, again, I'm saying when you see opportunities to the stocks or to these stocks, make sure that you load the boat. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity, perfect moment, but rather when you see these stocks continue to grow fundamentally, why don't you load the boat? I mean, Google right now has got a PE ratio of 20, or when they closed yesterday they had a PE ratio of 20, which to me it is still very low. This is a stock which is to me it's seriously undervalued, because you cannot have a PE ratio of 20 on a growth stock like Google or Alphabet, which is why even today before the earnings, I'm definitely going to go in and scoop more, strengthen my holding onto Google, because I know that in the long term this is a stock that one way or the other it will do very well. This is a stock that its fundamentals will continue growing. They'll continue reporting better earnings than the earnings they were reporting in previous years. They are going to continue climbing the ladder, and I personally believe that those that are taking this advantage, this opportunity, and scoop in more shares are definitely going to be rewarded. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update to say that I really like what the Fed just did yesterday, as that resulted in the stocks or in the stock market recovering really good, which is why I'm sitting at 4.6 over 4.6% onto SoFi, which is my second largest stock in my entire portfolio, and also my third largest holding stock, which is Google. I'm sitting at over 5.9%. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to click or hit that notification bell so that you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. And oh yes, some of you might be asking, which one is your largest holding, or which one is your number one largest holding stock? And those of you that of course have been following for some time, you will know that it's NEO. It's a stock that obviously it's my largest holding in terms of my portfolio. And if I can see that stock, or if we can just get to break even on that stock, man, I'll really be happy. about my portfolio or my stock market portfolio, I'll really be excited, because I know that once that can turn green, it's lights out for me. So I'm really hoping I'm really hoping that we'll get to see that very soon. So otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.